Welcome to Prancing Horse Estate. My name's Tony Hansey. I'm the owner of Prancing Horse Estate. With me today is Paul Danaher, the vineyard manager here at the estate, and Denise Dwyer, the cellar door manager. We are the biodynamic pioneers of the Mornington Peninsula. When we bought the vineyard in 2001, we took away from the environment here all insecticides, herbicides and fungicides. And in 2006 we introduced biodynamic viticulture. So the process of moving immediately to organic farming involved the removal of chemicals. In 2006 we moved to the stage of adding and enriching the environment. These are 10-year-old wines, and I guess a good measure of whether we're succeeding or not here, in my view, is how well do our wines age over time. So Denise, can you help me pour the wines and talk a little bit about these wines?
If you pour the Chardonnay, I'll pour the Pinot Noir. This is 2005. Generally speaking, our Chardonnay probably doesn't show its, well, it shows its potential, but it doesn't show its class and its quality when it's young, because we do have natural high acids in our Chardonnay, and they are quite lean wines when they're young. But with bottle age, it's quite a magical change in the wines. So these vines went in 1990, and so these would have been 15 years old when we made it, really, which is when the vines are starting to reach maturity. And again, with colour with Pinot Noir, that's not a really good indication, but it's a beautiful garnet colour. It's got a fantastic bouquet. It's certainly not a gamey in any way. It's still got incredible primary fruit.
We're standing in front of the Pinot Noir 777. It seems to me, based on having picked the old block MV6 and 115 clones, that the 777 looks by far the best crop across all three clones this year. Would you agree?
Scott Henry, this is Scott Henry Chardonnay, but this is probably our best fruit.
What are you saying about Scott Henry Chardonnay?
The Scott Henry Chardonnays are just as good a quality. Maybe our flavours could be improved in there, but this is...
So the I-10 V1 Chardonnay clone in the old block, which is trellised under a Scott Henry system, looks fantastic. We picked that on the first day we picked, and the quality just looks fantastic. The acid levels and the sugar levels just look to be in complete harmony with each other. Paul, we've got a mixture here of Charlie's cru that we've used now for how many years?
Charlie's been with us 3 to 4 years.
Right, and the cru does a fantastic job that he brings in. We've also got a mixture of my relatives as well down there in the background.
The family.
How would you rate their picking skills compared to Charlie's?
They've been going well. I mean, I'll give them the age effect that they're pushing it to be in the first place.
Are you saying that they may not get a job in Charlie's cru?
Or we'll have to test. We'll have to test
Charlie,
their depth.
Can you employ any of my relatives?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd have to negotiate the rate though, right? So we've also picked Pinot Gris today. How would you describe the Pinot Gris from what you saw and what you tasted?
Well, it's clean, very firm bunches. It wouldn't have stayed there any longer. Any rain would have destroyed it. It's just puffed up, it would have split. So I reckon we got it just on the edge.
Interestingly, young block, north-south sloping vineyard, we picked later than the old block Chardonnay. Any thoughts on why that might be the case? Is it just the younger vines?
Younger vines and a cool year. I'm not used to such a cool year. In 13 years, this has been a very cool summer.
So the north-south slope may not have been such a distinct difference this year?
True.
Right. How would you describe the desirability of this day in the biodynamic calendar?
Beautiful. We're right in the middle of a 3-day period. We've got
3-day
fruit
period
today.
of what?
fruit days starting lunchtime Sunday into lunchtime tomorrow. So we're right in the middle of it.
So we won't have to worry about lunchtime tomorrow.
No,
because we've made it through today. The sun's sort of come out and dried the bunch frame.
Perfect.
And so we can probably declare that despite the fact that the production levels are not where we would like them to be, based on the carryover effect of last vintage, we describe this as an outstanding vintage.
Clean, organic and flavours. Can't argue with that.
We actually offer flights of wines, so customers come in and they'll have 4 wines. Sometimes they'll do a flight of Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, or they'll do a mix between red and white. Being able to offer the back vintages, this really allows the customer to see how our wines will evolve in the bottle and will change and be superb drinking in the future. Customers can book in for a tutored tasting, which takes about an hour and a half. And there they get an opportunity not only to try our Prancing Horse Estate wines, but also our wines that you make with our French winemakers in France and that we import into Australia. So it's more of an education session. We obviously offer some cheese with it because it takes so long, and that has been very successfully received.
I think the message about Prancing Horse is fairly simple. We are the biodynamic pioneers of the Mornington Peninsula. We've been doing organics and biodynamics since 2001 when we bought the property. We focused in particular around producing wines with longevity, in other words wines that will still be drinking great after 10 years. We opened today 2 bottles of wine from the estate, a 2005 Pinot Noir and a 2005 Chardonnay. They are both drinking, in my view, very pristinely. The wines, the Chardonnay in particular, still has good acid retention. As Denise has said, it shows no signs of oxidisation, and the Pinot Noir still has good primary fruit presence, although the secondary fruit characters are starting to come through in the wine. It's the wine, the Pinots from here will always have a very earthy character to them, and in an overall sense, we continue the biodynamic farming challenge here because we believe it's an important part of our goal, which is to make wines naturally, but make wines to last forever.